Hello everyone. Let's do a little bit of drawing, shall we? So, it's been far too long, so I thought I'd just give the sci-fi sort of fantasy game a little bit of love, as I've been a little bit distracted lately by the D&D campaign we're playing and all these other nice things we've been running off and gallivanting and all the artistic debauchery that's been going on lately on the channel. So, we've already kind of touched on to the Hearthship before, but this is a drawing I've been working on for a couple of hours, I guess, in my own little time, just sort of getting the shape of the Hearthship just right in my head. Still might take a little bit more time to get it just perfect. Well, good enough. So here is another rendition of it. It's a little bit sketchier than I would like it to be, but it's been really nice just drawing and sort of doing my thing. Okay, it's looking okay so far. I will zoom out and show you the whole thing because it's a lot to this one actually. Yeah. So how is everyone doing? Everyone got their cups of tea or coffee or what other nice brews you may have? I was thinking about getting back into having a Horlicks before bed because, you know, can't beat a nice Horlicks, right? So these are the exhausts for the Hearthship. And in case you haven't caught the earlier videos, the Hearthship is, in a sense, the home of the wanderers, the lures, and the different types of pilgrims, which are the workers in the game. All in all, it's just a really cool thing to draw. And nicest thing, because there isn't really any references or, you know, how it should be looking. That sounds really weird in my head. Can't really get it wrong. So yeah, it's quite a nice, relaxing little practice thing at the end of the day. And if anyone's seen Howl's Moving Castle, oddly, that was a huge inspiration for the Hearthship. Even though the premise of the film's very different from, I imagine, the premise in the game. It will be more of a survival in a dark fantasy sci-fi-esque world. So yeah, that's kind of where it's come from. And these are sort of, I don't know what these are even meant to be. I guess there's some sense almost like power lines, maybe charging stations. I'm not really sure what they are. Sometimes when I'm drawing, I kind of hope that the drawing itself will sort of tell me what things are, because a lot of the time I sort of just make shapes and hope for the best, really. And it's served me pretty well until now, so fingers crossed this will be one of those times, you know. So it's going to come round. And actually, these aren't the exhausts over here. And we'll explore them in a second, but there's everything on the Hearthship does have somewhat of a purpose. and before the game gets anywhere even near being completed, which it certainly isn't now. Everything in the design of the Hearthship will have a purpose and reason. I went through a phase of being totally and utterly addicted to Frostpunk, their game, and I think that sort of influenced quite a lot of how the Hearthship originally was going to be like. So it was going to be just this station where it kept everything else warm, and that mechanic is still kind of in the game. Actually, I love the idea of having to be careful of where you go. I think that's really interesting to play with. And if you go too far away from home, the elements will become trickier. So there'll be a safe zone where you can be the usual character, and then if you traverse that point, you have to deal with rolling for immunity, which is kind of like your physical well-being and keeping away from disease and negative status effects. Like, wow, I suppose there's lots of diseases and strange things in the world. But it's not, not the end of the world if you did get something, because what I'm aiming for in this game is, even if you get a negative ailment, even though it's negative, something good will come of it. So, for instance, you can catch something called, I don't know, well, not really catch, but you can gain a status effect called Agedophobia, which is, the fear of going insane. So yes, there will be negative connotations to that status, but also it will allow you to be, well, not allow you to be, but it will give you bonus effects as well, sort of, your discovery. So because you're looking at the world more carefully because of the fear of going insane, you'll be able to see the world for what it is, be more objective maybe. So maybe your status effect of, discovery or something like that will go up. So that's the idea. So every negative has a positive as well. I don't want a game where something bad happens to you, you gain some sort of effect, and then, you think, oh, I might as well start again now. I want everything to sort of have this sense that no matter what happens, keep going, and I think that's an important way of living sometimes. God, that was very philosophical, wasn't it? Maybe it's because it's late and I'm very tired. That could be it too. So yeah, in the words of Death Stranding, keep on keeping on. So this little character is a Lightbearer, and their whole purpose is to bring light and warmth to the other characters that are moving around the world. And without them, you have to do a lot more development of the Hearthship. So, it's sort of a cheaper way of developing, so you can go further out into the wastes. So you can send these little worker characters, and they'll keep other characters warm. And that's the whole purpose. I mean, they can still gather and stuff, but, their specialism is to carry these great big lamps where, in each worker character can also develop, and if they've met enough, what's the word? Oh gosh, I don't know what the word is. They've met their conditions. Yeah, that's almost right. They met the conditions, they can go off and, actually like level up in a way, even though they're just literally just worker placement character people. Oh, that was nearly useful information that just spawned out of me. Apologies. It's been a long day. Tired lately. Must be getting old. So yeah, just a few more little flicks and we'll draw the lamp. Because I've set up the lighting on my desk a little bit skew with, I can't actually see what I've sketched out, so we're going to have to freehand all of this. Hope that's okay. So if it looks a little bit sketchy, that is why I'm making it up as I go along. So yeah, they hold these great big lanterns. Well, some do. Some of the other ones just kind of, hold a single light, and that's how they do it. Some are heavily dressed to keep warm. Some won't be. Some will be, wearing much less, so they're quicker, so they can traverse throughout the waste. Maybe as like sort of a backup Lightbearer. So if one of your characters gets lost for any reason, sort of a world event card that brings suddenly horrendous storms or something, and if you roll low enough, your character, well, one of the your workers gets lost, you can send a really quick, agile Lightbearer to go get them. So they all have their own special little ways of playing, and the ways that you gain a worker is very much, you just kind of roll, well, not roll, but you'll choose from a pack of cards, and you'll just kind of get lucky or not, and you just have to work with what you get. So we've kind of touched on in the past about the different types of worker, and you have your hunters, you have your sort of specialist gatherers, even though everyone can gather, everyone can hunt, everyone can engineer, but the ones with a special class, they get more bonuses from doing it. So these are the lights, and they sort of carry them over the shoulder, some of them, and then they have these long power lines, which I won't draw because it will encroach. I always find that a real funny word. Encroach. It will encroach on this character, and I don't want to do that because it's quite a nice little character. Alright, so let's just rub out what we've done. Hopefully not smearing the ink everywhere, ruining the page so far. Cool. Right, I think I'll leave it as that. There's not too much I want to add to this page, except there is a little bit on the bottom, but we can come back to that. What I'll do is I'll just move this light, and I'll show you the page. So we got our little Lightbearer, we got a gatherer, big bags, sticks, able to traverse long distances without too much worry. We got an engineer, be able to fix the Hearthship, any problems. We got a hunter. It's very primal, very cool characters that traverse really well and deal with whatever's in the world. We've also got another character which we did touch on many videos ago. I say many. The channel's only nearly 3 weeks old, but called Savage, and we'll do a bit more about that later. But until then, that's sort of the Hearthship. So let's see if I can refocus. Yeah, that's nearly enough. So there we go. So we've got all the exhaust at the top. We got the shell of the ship itself. These are sort of the mining tools. So when you go to a new spot that you want to salvage and get all the minerals you can, this is the things that you'll be upgrading to be able to do that. These bits here, different power together, these things, we'll go over this in the whole video itself because there's a lot to go over. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a lovely night. I'm going to go